I have tried so hard to move on from this, to let it go, because I want so badly for it not to cross over into parasocial territory.
And another thing about Tyler Catastrophe, the prices on the necklaces and that he's making are insane.
Let's remind you who I am today, huh?
Oh, God. This is Tyler Catastrophe. He's a creator on TikTok who has spent years obsessing over Wilbur Soot, who is a YouTuber, and he's also the lead singer of a band called Lovejoy. But the internet is just kind of discovering Tyler right now. He is all over the place at the moment. Tyler has auditioned to be in Wilbur's band, uninvited. He's defended him over his past allegations. There's just been a lot of stuff. But the reason why people are all discovering him right now is because of what's currently taking place, because it's gone past the point of cringe at this point. It's now entering a territory that's potentially dangerous and dark. It's officially entered red flag territory.
Do we have to do this right now? I just had a massive bowl of tortellini and I'm gonna pass out or poop.
Also, side note, if you're wondering about my head, I decided to go to the beach just before filming, and that was a mistake. I shouldn't enjoy myself. I'm too white. Anyway, moving on. Here's the timeline. I want to go through this mostly chronologically so you can really see how this has been building into the kind of crazy mess that it is today. So for 2 years, Tyler posted about Wilbur, and not many people noticed. He would get some views here and there, some attention, but it didn't, build like it is now. And then last April, he decided to post an audition video to be Lovejoy's second vocalist, a position that they did not request and a video that they did not need or want or ask for.
My name is Tyler Salona. I'm 26 years old. I live in Texas, but I'm trying to move to England anyway. I'm a massive extrovert. I've been performing since I was 10, and in 2019, I was actually a semi-professional vocalist, but then had to spend almost 5 years getting my voice back after losing it completely because someone hit me with their car. Oh, so happy, oh, so happy. I'm pretty cool once you get to know me. I feel at some point I broke my mind. I'm always searching the silent type. How do you all make it look so easy?
Oh, you didn't tell us you were an inventor. How did you figure out how to make a new song key?
Yeah, I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I think 14 seconds gets the job done. Now, naturally, the comments were exactly what you thought they were gonna be, but the video did not immediately catch fire. It took some time, but it started kind of picking up a bit once Tyler started going to Lovejoy shows.
He just got back. I'm so tired. But god damn, is Lovejoy good. I was on the center of the barrier. I am a barrier bitch for life.
It became very clear to people that this dude had a clear goal to eventually meet Wilbur at a show and involve him in his life somehow. So his account started like picking up steam, and people were like, okay, how nuts is this about to get?
Well, it's wonderful at selfies. Thank you for this. This is a good one. I like it. Anyway, this is your sign. Buy the tickets. It'll be great.
Have you seen Ticketmaster prices, Tyler? We all have to start selling ass to be able to afford to go to these shows anymore. And I will not pimp my peach out, dude. I will not. It's for my girlfriend's eyes only.
He also claimed that he's still friends with several bands, which, no, he's not. But Lovejoy was especially nice, which you kind of have to be if you've done some of the things that Wilbur has done. But this next one is one that really got the ball rolling. He went to a Lovejoy show, and he detailed what it was like meeting his crush at a show, and he was telling this story about how Wilbur made some kind of small, minor mistake, and then this.
I accidentally called this man adorable, and I nearly bit off my tongue. Because I've been crushing on this guy for clearly too fucking long. And I used to be an attractive woman, alright? Flirting with men, not hard. And he says something along the lines of, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm stupid. And what comes out of my fucking mouth? You're adorable. It's fine. Somebody put me down. Because listen, I can make a fool of myself. I can embarrass myself, no problem. I make videos on the internet for a living. It's fine, no one cares. But if I had made this man uncomfortable, I'm jumping. Alright, I'm done. Take me out. And this happened like a week ago. I've been thinking about this for days. Who allowed this? I am 26 years old. Why is having a crush right now so embarrassing? Never in my life have I been so verbally lost in front of a guy. Clearly there is no coming back from this. I'll be thinking about this forever, probably. I would say pray for me, but I think we all know I'm a lost cause at this point. This man looked at me like he wanted me to look at him, and oh no.
Which is fine. All of this is, cringy, but for the most part, it feels harmless at the moment. He just feels like some kind of eccentric kind of guy that just loves music a lot. But then Tyler posted this next video, and that's when the energy shifted away from cringy and more closer to alarming.
I have had a crush on Will Gold since 2019 when I heard him laugh in the background of someone else's video and it felt like life itself leaned in to listen. Which is really inconvenient for me because I am very much a one soul at a time kind of person, so once I develop a crush, virtually no one else stands a chance ever.
Do I have to get up?
Yes.
Fine.
Regardless of how many people have tried and been interested in me, I have not been able to find the interest for any single one of them. Because I have a f***ing crush on a guy I have interacted with once.
I am more nervous than a worm in an early bird special.
He somehow managed to make me want to write music again, something I have not done since my last band broke up in 2019 and I got hit by a car and couldn't sing anymore. And I can sing again now. It took several years, but I got it back because I'm amazing. So no matter how many times I try to sweep this under the rug and move on with my life, there's always that little thing in the back of my head saying, there's a non-zero chance. Oh my god.
Now, it's a 0 chance. It's 0. Francis Scott off key.
And then once again, the comments echoed exactly what you all are probably thinking right now. This is not a crush. This is definitely an obsession. I made a video on this like last year, but there have been several of these kind of fans who feel like they've fallen in love with their celebrity crush. And it leads to stalking and it leads to way worse things. There was like a woman who broke into Keanu Reeves' home. Miranda Cosgrove's stalker tracked her down to her house and then shot at a car that he thought was hers. And then, of course, there's a very famous one where Bjork's stalker sent her a bomb in the mail. These people exhibited a lot of the same behaviors that Tyler is exhibiting, and you can see the negative emotions that are coming out from him and how this could spiral into something worse. Now, if he was a child talking like this, you know, fine. Kids, we've all probably done that at some point. Tyler's 26. He is not a child at all. But yeah, after everyone sent him some videos and sent a lot of backlash his way, Tyler responded and just made it worse.
And yes, having a crush on him makes it hard for me to have a crush on literally anyone else, because he is proof that all the qualities I want in a partner exist as one coherent person. And why the fuck would I want to settle for someone who doesn't have those qualities when I know that those qualities exist? But I'm not out here saying that he's the only person who's allowed to date me. He's the only one who's allowed to try, and if I just wait long enough, he'll fall in love. No! If he asked me out, I would say yes. That is all I said.
You said you can't even form relationships with other people. What are you talking about?
But also, I know who I am. And I know I can pull. And thinking to myself, hey, I bet if this guy knew me, he'd probably like me back. There's a chance. Is also not parasocial. It's just thinking. I am going to eat this lamp.
I'm gonna pitch a fit. I'm gonna pitch a fit. This is it. Holy shit. I'm gonna pitch a fit.
I just did a little simple Goog on signs of parasocial relationships, and literally everything he has said fits the description. He consumes like an overwhelming amount of content on this person. His entire social media presence is built around this person. He's seeking him out in person without him knowing. He's giving him gifts. He can't form relationships with other people. He can't stop thinking about him. So it all fits to a T. For him to say that Wilbur's personality traits fit exactly what he's looking for is especially wild, because he doesn't know him. He just consumes his content that he posts online. That doesn't count. Today's video is sponsored by Chime. In just a second, I'll tell you how you can get $100 and 5% cash back through my link.
Hi, yes, I had a quick question about my bill. What is an out-of-network oxygen fee?
Sure, so it looks like you've been enjoying some international travel lately. Since you were breathing air outside of your designated zip code, our servers worked overtime to verify your location, so we did go ahead and apply our standard OONO fee. For the longest time, I thought getting hit with random fees was normal. I thought everybody had an OONO charge on their bill. But Chime is the most loved banking app, and they hate to nickel and dime you. They really hate it. With Chime, there's no monthly fees, no overdraft fees up to $200, and no minimum balance fees. So they save you money, and they make you money. Chime offers a high-yield savings account where you can earn up to 3.75% APY, which is 9 times the national average savings rate. But Chime is way more than just a place to keep your money. If you need to split a bill on a trip, you can send money instantly to anyone, even if they don't have a Chime account. And if you ever run into an issue while traveling, spare your worrying. Okay. Chime was rated 5 stars by USA Today for customer service, meaning you get to talk to real humans 24/7 who will actually help you. Stop letting your money hold you back and discover the sweet embrace of Chime. Get $100 and 5% cash back by visiting the link in the description or scanning the QR code on screen. Thank you to Chime for sponsoring this video. And the fact that Tyler doesn't know Wilbur personally makes this next stunt that he pulls just so much worse. Let me give you the background on it real quick so you know the whole story. Wilbur Soot, if you don't know, crazy name by the way, is a serial abuser. He has been confirmed to be a serial abuser by multiple victims, and he kind of confirmed it himself in a way. In early 2024, a Twitch streamer named Shelby Shovel went live and detailed her experiences of abuse at the hands of an unnamed boyfriend. And she detailed experiences that included like manipulation, controlling behavior, and physical stuff, where this boyfriend would regularly bite her and give her bruises. He would also regularly ignore her safe word when she asked him to stop, and he would intentionally bite down harder. It didn't take long for fans to figure out who she was talking about, so Wilbur was forced to make a statement on Twitter. And the statement was basically just like, I went to therapy for my past behaviors that were harmful and blah, 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 and I thought the biting was consensual, but I'm so deeply sorry, blah, blah, blah. And then Shelby responded in a couple of tweets being like, why would I love being hurt for no reason? It doesn't make any sense, and also I don't accept your apology. And as always with stuff like this, there will typically be some kind of resurfaced footage from people going back in the past and trying to see if there were red flags along the way, and in this particular case, there was at least one.
What was that sound?
It's ace race. It's an ace themed ace race, so it's supposed to be for the
Give me that.
Yeah, like her fear when he burst in the room, him shoving her out of the way, and just his general intimidating vibe, which I know is supposed to be as a joke, but none of it looks great in hindsight. Well, this story went mega viral. It went all over the place, and the virality of it allowed 2 more victims to step up. One of them was another streamer named Nikki. She released a tweet confirming her own experiences with Wilbur. And then more folks found footage online from Nikki's old streams.
Why aren't you?
to me.
Yeah.
He keeps biting me.
Yeah.
Actually, Will bites me sometimes, and I get so many bruises all the time from him biting me.
Do you remember on the first time I met you, I threw you?
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that. I do remember that. Yes.
It was a consensual throwing. She was saying that she was big and strong, and so I picked her up and threw her. Your chat doesn't seem to understand why I would throw you, Nikki.
Why you would throw me?
It was to assert dominance. You were saying you were stronger than. You were saying you were big and strong, and so.
Yeah.
And then a couple of weeks later, the third person came forward. It was a cosplayer YouTuber named Alice. She detailed a lot of the similar experiences, love bombing, control, manipulation, and she also accused him of SA, which happened after they broke up. I'm not going to get into the details. It's heartbreaking, and the details are a little too much for YouTube. And then 3 months later, Tyler finally posted several lengthy videos talking about his opinions on the allegations, and they were just as bad as you would think.
I do not think that Wilbur Soot is an abuser. And I know I've said that fairly indirectly in the past, especially recently, but I do feel like now it needs to be said point blank. Because as someone who has been a victim of abuse, sexual assault, and domestic violence, I know way too well what those things look like. Shovel states very clearly in her follow-up VOD that she consented to the biting. She then went on to clarify that what she had an issue with was the fact that it hurt. And while I don't think anyone should be hurt in their relationships, at the end of the day, that is a communication issue.
2 quick things here. I'm not trying to discredit Tyler's experiences. I'm sure he might have some. I'm just trying to credit Shelby's. Number 1, she didn't consent to him biting down harder. And then number 2, victims consent to things based out of fear all the time, especially if they're younger, which these 3 girls were at the time when they were dating him. And then especially if there's themes of control and manipulation and abuse involved. So this part I definitely don't agree with.
I am saying that it is not your responsibility to be judge, jury, and executioner for people you don't know in situations that you don't understand. Because none of us have all of the information. In fact, in this instance, there was very little information to go on. And at the end of the day, ruining someone's life, someone's career, the careers and lives of everyone around them, For the crime of what is ultimately being a bad boyfriend is not something that is your job to do.
It's really rich to hear. We shouldn't judge somebody in their situation, especially if we don't understand it, from someone who actually believes he knows Wilbur personally. What? You know? Also, his cadence just really ticks me off. He's like talking to us like we're in kindergarten. And the next one he posted just does not get any better in that regard.
Okay. Believe victims, believe survivors. However, as a victim myself, as a survivor myself, what we should be saying when we say those words is believe victims, believe survivors first. Because the unfortunate truth is that just because you would never lie about something so important does not mean that no one would.
Oh, you tiny little shit.
But I will never compromise my own moral compass just to make someone else feel better. Because my moral compass was forged in a fire that I hope no one else has to go through. So please, if you hear nothing else from this video, believe victims, believe survivors first. But please keep in mind that there are people who lie about that sort of thing, and it does irreparable harm to those of us that don't. And personally, I don't want to forgive the people who do.
Now, part of what he's saying here is technically true. Occasionally there are victims who lie about this sort of thing. However, Wilbur's case is not a good case study for this. He's got 3 different victims who didn't know each other all come forward, and then Wilbur himself even admitted to a good portion of it. So that doesn't make any sense. And the fact that you're like just so hell-bent on immediately defending him without raising any sort of doubt or questions or just anything, you're just immediately Team Wilbur, is odd. Also, he's not believing victims and survivors first. He's not even following his own thing, even though there's way more proof of Wilbur's wrongdoing as opposed to Wilbur's innocence. He's not even making any sense, unfortunately. Now, the reason why all of these things are resurfacing and being discovered for the first time is because of what we're about to talk about right now and what's currently going on as we speak. Tyler is about to move across the world from the US to the UK, and he's moving to a little town called Brighton. And guess who lives there? Wilbur and Lovejoy.
I was about to order more chicken tortellini. Here, I'll call you back.
He has proposed quite a few reasons for wanting to move to Brighton, none of which involve Wilbur, conveniently. And his reasons also seem to continually shift.
Seen the guy moving halfway around the world just to be closer to a YouTuber? If y'all think I would make a massive, life-altering decision that takes years of work to achieve, just because I was willing to admit on the internet that I think a musician I don't know has a pretty laugh, then y'all really have the wrong idea. But why Brighton specifically? But when I visited England and met the people I had hoped to be working with, I completely fell in love with the South Coast. I've always wanted to live near the ocean, and it's gorgeous. And Brighton is a really popular city right now. I've got a bunch of friends and support in the area, and like with most college towns, it's got a thriving art and music scene. And people keep telling me it's the gay capital of the UK, which I think is hilarious.
He also claimed in another video that he's moving there because he loves their football club, which, sure, okay. The big reason why he's moving there, apparently, is because he claims that he got a huge job offer from a very famous artist, and this artist apparently ghosted him, so the deal is off the table. Nevertheless, he's, for some reason, still moving there, or at least trying to. I say trying to because he has one problem. He doesn't have enough money to get there. So in order to get there, he is currently selling and making jewelry and paintings and promoting them on TikTok. He has 3 key tactics to promote his store that are incredibly off-putting and cringy and just really paint a picture into his own character and how he views himself. His first promotion tactic is just bashing other stores.
This necklace insulted my mother. This necklace told my best friend's ex to ask for another chance. This necklace called me a slur and meant that. This necklace just kinda sucks. And would you like to guess how much these moldy cheese cube monstrosities would cost? Not 1, not 2, but almost 300 American US dollars.
Naturally, bashing other people's businesses just to prop up your own business is kind of a crummy thing to do. But it's also especially wild to bash their prices considering how much he charges for his.
Let's remind you who I am today, huh? The piece I'm currently wearing is $575, took 2 people with months of work, and the level of skill it would have required to even think of this piece Took me 8 years. You want to know how I know that these pieces are worth their price? Aside from the years of practice and the months of work, aside from the fact that you can't get them anywhere else, this fun fact, this beadwork can't be done by machine. But I actually know they're worth it because the first 3 pieces from the first drop have already sold.
I'm angrier than a sailor in a submarine full of swear jars.
I think most people would agree that expecting people to pay a TikToker upwards of $500 for a necklace that's being regularly worn and promoted is a lot, right? But his paintings are way higher. Like this one, he's selling for $150,000. This one is for $230,000. And this one is for $335,000. Now, I'm not saying it's bad. He clearly has talent. But these are insane prices for an artist who is unestablished in the art scene and is not making regular sales, especially with his paintings. And we know he's not making regular sales with his paintings because he's having to raise money to buy tickets to get to Brighton. He doesn't even have enough money to get over there. If he was selling paintings, he would have already been there by now. Now, the second promotion tactic that he uses is kind of like, have you guys ever seen a TikTok where it's like, my grandpa spent 12 years building this bakery and now nobody even shows up, and it's just a grandpa just sitting behind a cash register. Just Tyler does his own kind of like version of this, but he's the one recording it and it doesn't feel nearly as genuine. The second promotion tactic that he uses is called sad fishing. This is where a person overshares a hardship and maybe even exaggerates or lies, straight up lies about hardships that they're facing in order to gain sympathy and attention, blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't know if Tyler is lying or exaggerating his hardships per se, but I do know that he's oversharing. He has a couple of stories that he just consistently reuses. Like, he talks about this famous artist story quite a bit, but he specifically will never shut the fuck up about this car accident that he's been in.
Ever been hit by a car 6 years ago? Maybe by an SUV, maybe around 50 miles an hour? 'Cause I have. 6 years ago. Today. Hey, that's what happened to me! Someone once totaled a Lexus with my body, and now I'm a professional freeloader. This skill, this trade, this craft is ancient, and I only got good at it on accident. Because when I got hit by a car, my hands were the only part of me that I could move without hurting myself.
I feel at this point, if you just keep talking about it like this, no one's gonna care anymore. And his third promotion tactic, thirst traps. I'm so sorry.
What do I do for a living? I'm a professional attention seeker, obviously. And I'm killing the game. I'm killing it. Darling, if you're not getting attention, are you even living? The answer is no. No, you are not.
I absolutely love how respectfully feral some of y'all get when I show off the jewelry I make and sell in a way that could be considered a thirst trap. Because 99% of the time, the only reason I film them is because it's like 1:30 in the morning and I'm bored. Technically, it's 1:35. Anyway. You should buy some jewelry and tell me I'm pretty. Might as well. Anytime I have a terrible day, I wind up feeling like the whole world is against me, but then I remember I look like this. So obviously I'm fucking wrong.
Well, maybe it's just because you're ugly.
Ugly? You gotta be kidding me.
Hello?
Yes, sorry, chicken tortellini. And could I also get a cannon so I could shoot myself up into orbit?
Yeah, I have no thoughts on that. Moving on. Now, naturally, his business tactics and promotions have all created a lot of controversy in the past few weeks. And not just because of his high prices and the way he promotes and all that, but it's also just because of his general attitude and how he views himself.
Can you honestly name one other person making stuff like this? If I'm not a leader in my field, who is?
This video blew up for just all of the wrong reasons, and it resulted in another creator responding to it and essentially proving that his price points are ridiculous, and his whole style is based on the indigenous community.
And another thing about Tyler Catastrophe, the prices on the necklaces and shit that he's making are insane. It's also insane that he wants to act like you can't find these type of beaded necklaces anywhere. when there are indigenous artists making these necklaces 10 times better and way less expensive.
He went on to list several different examples of indigenous artists that are on TikTok and are selling high-quality handmade beadwork for way less. Here's just one example.
The first is Raíces Tejidas. I hope I'm saying that right. They are based in Colombia, and all of their items are handmade by indigenous women from 5 different regions. Here are some examples of their necklaces and bracelets and their pricing. Tyler's product pricing.
So that creator's video blew up, and this week Tyler kind of indirectly responded to it, admitting that he isn't part of an indigenous tribe and there's a clear difference between his beadwork and the Native American community's beadwork. It's like a whole separate thing. It's not inspired by them in any way. Which, funny enough, literally the next day, Tyler posted this video, and he seemingly kind of changed his tune a bit.
I was born and raised in Oklahoma. Arguably the most indigenous state, given how many times it was taken away and then leased back to its people. Peoples who have endured immense suffering, time and time again, and even in continued suffering, have fought tooth and nail to keep not only their lives, but their ways alive. Even when their stories and histories and ceremonies—
Shut your hole! Shut your hole. God.
The land I was born to holds a great deal of importance to me. When I am sure of nothing else, I am sure of where I come from. And somewhere in the years of educating myself, and learning the stories and the histories and finding the truths and the lies I was taught, I found the ways of my home. And while I would never claim a heritage I have no way of proving, I would never take opportunities away from the people that deserve them, and would never take up space in a culture I was not welcome to, if honoring the ways of the people of my home, learning their histories and doing what little I can to help keep their ways alive, and referring to myself as Two-Spirit as a way of honoring the weight of my own soul and the way it guides me home, with the blessing of my deadliest auntie, by the way, is something that you would consider morally corrupt, then I don't think we will ever understand each other.
Please somebody turn him off before I start screaming.
So he admits that he's a Two-Spirit, which is an indigenous term, and then here's a clip of him from back in 2023. Also identifying himself as a Two-Spirit.
TikTok, I need your help, please. My name is Tyler. I'm a transgender Two-Spirit disabled artist currently stuck living in Texas, and I don't want to be here anymore.
So you mean to tell me that you are this in tune with the Native American community and they're just calling to you and you feel compelled to keep their culture alive, but your work is not inspired by them at all? Anyway, this is still an ongoing thing. Tyler is currently still trying to get to the UK and harass Wilbur, I'm sure, which Wilbur probably deserves it, unless it turns life-threatening. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But he deserves, you know, a little snotty TikTok artist just peeping in his windowsill while he's eating soup, and he just spills the hot soup all over him. Just gets a soup rash. He deserves a little soup rash, and that's probably putting it mild. Anyway, whatever. But for now, here's another huge controversy that has been happening lately. A very popular NFL head coach and NFL reporter were caught red-handed having an affair at an adults-only resort in Arizona. And there turned out to be a lot of red flags that were missed before the story ever even broke. Click the box in the top left-hand corner, and I will see you over there. That is my time. Toodles.